Sorry, if you'll go.
I'd like to call this regular meeting of council to order at 7 p.m. on September the 8th, 2025. We acknowledge that we are in Treaty 5 territory and that the city of Thompson is located on ancestral lands indigenous to Cree Nation. We respect the spirit and the intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. May I give the approval of the agenda? Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, Councillor Oberdorfer, all in favor? Carried. Number 4 is adoption of minutes. 4.1 is minutes from conditional use number 03-25, August 18, 2025. Resolution 2025-133, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the public hearing for conditional use number 03-25 held in Council Chambers, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, August 18, 2025, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Deputy Mayor?
Nothing further, Mayor.
Council? Comments? Questions? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. I would like to mention that we have regrets from Councillor McIver this evening. 4.2 is adoption of minutes for the regular meeting of council, August 18th, 2025. Resolution 2025-134, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held in Council Chambers, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, August 18th, 2025, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further.
Deputy Mayor?
Nothing further.
Other councillors, comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Four point three is adoption of minutes for committee of the whole, September the 2nd, 2020. Resolution 2025-135, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting of council held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, August 18th, be adopted as circulated. That September 2nd is the wrong date on there. We paper. Be it resolved that the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting, member of council held in Council Chamber, City Hall, Manitoba, on September the 2nd, 2025, be adopted as circulated. Administration?
Nothing further. Nothing further.
Council? Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. We're now going into resolutions. Resolution 5.1 is a resolution to approve the tabulation of prices for the GB Arena siding replacement. Resolution 2025-136, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that council approve the recommendation of the Director of Development and Technical Services and award the request for quotation number 10625 for the Gordon Beard Arena siding replacement for the bid price of $82,000 plus applicable taxes, and the shortfall for the project of $38,000 be transferred from the remaining budget for the snow stop replacement project. Administration. Wow.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So as part of our capital budget approvals this year, we had two projects, well, we had a number of, but two specific projects of the TRCC One was for the replacement of some snow stops on the roof, and one was for the Gordon Beer siding replacement. Both were posted to Merck's. The tabulation of prices for the Gordon Beer siding replacement is on your memo here. We had 4 bids. Under our capital budget, we had $75,000 budgeted for this line item. As you can see, the bids came up above, and the lead proponent had a bid of $82,000. The other project that I spoke about, which was the snow stops, we had $80,000 on that one. Again, it was posted to Merck's, and that one has been awarded to the bidder with a price of $41,000, leaving a shortfall on that one, or a surplus rather, of $39,000. I spoke to Lynn, our CFO, around how to kind of move forward here. So under our procurement policy, we're bringing it forward for approval because we need an increased budgeted value to get to the 82,000. But really, it's a reallocation of funds that was in the project for the snow stops to be reallocated to this. So the shortfall between 75 and 82, which is, my math is right, $7,000 to be taken out of that. So it's not new money or addition to budget. It's a reallocation from one project to another, and I'm bringing it to you tonight for approval.
Thank you. Go to Deputy Mayor Smucker, any comments?
Yeah, thank you, Mary. Yeah, yes, I'm in favor of this project. This has been on the books now for a number of years, I know. And, both facilities are in the same area, and they both need some upkeep big time, and it's a good reallocation of the money. And the leading proponent on the bill, I mean, it's 7,000 over, but given that it's been on it for a number of years, I feel this is a good number, so I'm happy to move forward. Thank you for your work.
Councillor Valentino?
Thanks, Mayor Smook. Similar comments to Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick. I'm gonna be supporting this. It's good never to see have to use new money. Just the reallocation is great. I'm just wondering if the timeline will have the job completed before the end of 2025. Similar to Deputy Mayor saying it's kind of been on the books for a long time. I'm wondering if we can have this one completed in 2025. Thanks.
Yeah, the RFPs for both of these projects had a completion date of October the 31st of this year. And nobody seemed to have challenges that we're aware of meeting those dates, so yeah.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Councillor Wong?
Thank you, Madam. I guess we need to get this fixed because I'm not blaming nobody, but right now it's just like this can be a very simple, cheap fix at that time when it's happened. But now it become this is the amount is under. I mean, it is what it is. We need to get it fixed. To me, I hope we learn from this. This issue been addressed since last term. And Lyle is not even hired yet. They've been hanging there, should be a small fix, become big fix now. Anyway, no choice. I will support this, get it done. Thank you.
Lyle?
So, Councillor, just to answer or to kind of address some of your questions. So yes, understandably, what we've done along that wall is we've tried to increase spacing for the vehicles. It's our understanding that some of it was due to vehicles hitting the arena. We've tried to put in barriers or parking blocks. We've increased our runoff management, so we've got drains to get the water away from the building. And the snow stops is also the bit. Some people were saying it's the result of the snow coming down the sidewalls. So again, with the snow stops, which is the other project, we're hoping that will help mitigate some of this as well. So hopefully that, will help prevent it from reoccurring.
Thank you. Councillor Saul?
Yes, thank you. I mean, I agree with it. I'm just curious in regards to the R for business stuff. It was almost half of what was budgeted. Is it a reason why? So
All of them were below or near what we budgeted. Yeah.
is there as many points?
Our facility manager, Stephen, reached out to make sure everything was understood correctly and everything, and it was, yep, that's where it is. So, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're here, then I think that's right. But it is a big difference.
I think part of it, on all of it, So the other company that was awarded that one was another town company. And again, in our original price, we knew that there was nobody in town to do this, so again, travel and lodging for this was a big part of it. I think they're, I can't speak for fact, Counselor, but I believe they might be, adding this on to already existing trips to Thompson.
Okay. Good, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? I too am glad to see this, moving forward. It is, something that, nice to get off the books. So with that, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. 5.2 is a resolution to approve the sole source for MRF Geosystems Municipal Enforcement Solutions for Public Safety Department. Resolution 2025-137, moved by Councillor Wong, second by Councillor Chong. Be resolved that council approve the sole source award to MRF Geosystems Corporation in the amount of $10,461.51 plus applicable taxes for the implementation of their enforcement software with funding from the approved 2025 capital budget. Administration.
Yes, as noted, this is part of council's 2025 capital budget. The department had been searching for different software to enable their enforcement department and their CSOs to do different types of ticketing and case file management. They settled on this company as the one providing the best service that they could identify for the department. And they are requesting for the sole source of this software. Because it's a sole source, it requires council's approval.
Thank you. Councillor Wong is the mover. Any comments?
No, no further, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Other comments from council? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? 5.3 is a resolution to approve the amended account receivable policy. Resolution 2025-138, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, second by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that council approve the amended accounts receivable policy. Administration.
So this was brought forward to earlier committee of the whole. The administration is asking for changes that allow for Visa and MasterCard payment through the ActiveNet system at the TRCC, as well as changes to the refund section, mostly to do with issues around late cancellations. So it's there for council's review and hopefully approval.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, any comments?
No, nothing.
Other councillors, comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Councillor Wong, I'm sorry I didn't see it. Your hand, did you have it up?
Yep.
Thank you. .4 is a resolution authorizing administration to enter into sponsorship agreements between the Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Corporation and the City of Thompson for the games room. Resolution 2025-139, moved by Councillor Wong, second by Councillor Chong. Whereas Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Corporation Small Capital Sponsorship Program provides support to charitable and nonprofit organizations in Manitoba for small capital projects that focus on benefiting the community at large. And whereas the City of Thompson submitted an application for the program for funding for the game room with a total estimated project cost of $16,164.71, which will be completed in September of 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that council authorize administration to enter into a sponsorship agreement between Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Corporation and the City of Thompson for the game room project. Administration.
Yeah, this one's pretty self-explanatory. The department put in for the grant and was successful. Now asking for council's permission to sign this agreement and finish the grant.
Councillor Wong, as mover, any comments?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think the we would take the money, but I wish they could do more. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other, Councillor Oberdorfer?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just had a question. I know it says up to $8,082, for 50% of the total project costs, and, council allocated $6,000 to contribute towards it through the 2025 budget. Will we be looking to see if we can find, other funds so that we get the full $8,000, or are we just gonna proceed with the project cost being reduced? You know that?
My understanding is we would proceed with the project cost of what the $6,000 match would be, but the department does have funds within. And if they determine that they could move some of their project funds towards it, then they would do so.
Val, did you have any comments?
No, that's what I'm understanding, so.
Councillor Valentino?
Thanks, Mayor Smook. I had the same question as Councillor Oberdorfer, but I do want to just speak to some of the positive comments I've had from the public on the game room. I did share one long text, but I've had some other comments over the summer, being positive of it being a low cost option for youth or for booking birthday parties. So I just want to comment on that this is a really good thing, and I definitely have heard about it. So I'm very happy to see this grant. Thanks.
The other councillor? Oh, yes, it's definitely, nice to see things happening, low cost for the youth in that, in Thompson. But that'll cover the question. All those in favor? Is carried. Five point five is a resolution authorizing administration to enter into the project funding agreement between the government of Manitoba and the city of Thompson for Orange Shirt Day. Resolution 2025-140, moved by Councillor Wong, second by Councillor Jones. Whereas the city of Thompson is the recipient of a one-time Orange Shirt Day Fund grant in the amount of $12,500, which will be used in the planning of the city of Thompson Every Child Matters Orange Shirt Day event in September 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that council authorize administration to enter into the project funding agreement between the government of Manitoba and the city of Thompson Every Child Matters / Orange Shirt Day event. Administration?
Again, pretty self-explanatory there. The department put in for the grant was successful. Also want to note that the planning for this event are being done with MKO as well as Curie Tribal Council. It will be held on September 30th.
Thank you. Councillor Wong is the mover.
Again, Madam Mayor, again, I think the money coming with the ticket, and but is that enough to do the event though?
Okay.
I believe that all the different organizations are bringing their funds together to put the event on as a group.
Okay, all right, appreciate that, thank you.
Any other, Councillor Oberdorfer?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, I just wanted to commend administration for putting this application, and I'm really happy to see that our organization is going to actively be a part of recognizing this day, and putting on events in our community. It's great to see that we are partnering with other organizations and that we will be present and participating, not just have our facilities available for use. So I'm glad to see that coming forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Other councillors, comments? Seeing us, it's very nice to see everybody come together and do this planning. I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Five point six is a resolution authorizing administration to enter into a managed services agreement with. Resolution 2025-141, it's moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick. I would need a seconder for this. Councillor Wong. So resolution 2025-141, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Wong. Whereas the city of Thompson is in receipt of an amending statement of work that amends the managed services agreement between Epic Information Solutions Incorporated and the city of Thompson dated November the 1st, 2024. And whereas the terms of the amended service agreement shall align with that of the original agreement and shall have the same agreement terms and conditions as the agreement unless otherwise specified in the amended service agreement. Be it resolved that council authorize city manager to enter into a managed service agreement SOW with Epic Solutions Incorporated. Yes.
Yeah, so as part of council's 2025 budget, myself and Lyle working with Epic, have an annual roadmap. One of the things that was meant to be done this year was to replace all of our server hardware. It was determined during the wildfire that the cost of buying the new servers and installing all that, maintaining it, was more expensive than moving to the cloud. So during the wildfires, we moved onto the cloud. Because there's less infrastructure now to maintain, Epic has actually reduced the monthly fee. So this will result in a savings of about $8,000 a year for council.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick.
Good work, guys. Always good to save money and keep it up. Thank you.
Any other councilor comments? Definitely a good news story, going the right way these times, so thank you very much. Call for the question, all those in favor? Carried. Now going into bylaws. 6.1 is the first reading of bylaw 2056-2025, commercial cooking equipment bylaw. Resolution 2025-142, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that bylaw 2056-2025, being a bylaw of the city of Thompson to regulate the installation, maintenance, inspection, and cleaning of commercial cooking equipment in order to reduce fire hazards and protect public safety, be introduced and read a first time. Fire Chief, would you like to comment?
Well, all the information is provided council there, and I'm fully able to answer any questions you have. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, any comments?
As the chief said, it's fairly self-explanatory, so good with it.
Thank you. Councillor Wong?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to clarify from the chief, when I'm reading the two separate document. One is from the actual bylaw. You stretch out, you took away the fee, then you also scratch the fine. And from your memo, you put it back there. I just want to clarify that. And also, second question is, what do you mean by individual? What do you mean by corporation?
Okay. I can explain the fee and fine.
Anthony?
So the reason the fee and fines are scratched out of the bylaw themselves is we keep those in a separate fee and fine schedule that council passes annually.
Okay,
That's why the memo mentions a fee and fine. It's just not going to be in the bylaw. It'll be in that fee and fine schedule.
okay, thanks.
And the fee and fine schedule amends every January, usually, based on whatever our tax increase is. So to put a specific amount in there, it wouldn't necessarily always be the same.
Okay, so can the chief explain what is, to me, there's no individual when it comes to kitchen, it's always a business. So is that a different, like what is that?
An individual would be like a mom and pop, like Chewy's restaurant in Canada. It's not a franchise. For McDonald's was a franchise, was a franchise. I mean, the fees, penalties for those folks would be more. Because they're high volume cooking, they're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
There are folks that you can get a commercial kitchen, your kitchen designated, so that you can cook in it and sell out to other people, but.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is Mama Vita classified as individual or corporate?
Mama Meat Deck, well, they're only open for.
They're high volume now, okay, so I just try to understand your logic, right?
Well, Mama Meat Deck would be considered. like we treat, like say for instance, church groups, or if they have a commercial cooking in their church group, they're only cook on Sundays, so. You know, how many Sundays in the year kind of thing, right, so their frequency for cleaning and expectations from rain are gonna be less. But a place like McDonald's and other cleaning, like a steak restaurant or whatever, where they use solid fuel to cook the steak. That's, in my mind, yeah, standard, rationale and standard is expecting higher expectations from most folks.
Sorry, I need to ask this. So is that mean the hub gotta become corporate, rate then because they,
No, they can stay the same, I mean, the frequency just kind of, as long as they're treating their kids, it doesn't matter if they're a corporation or if you're an individual.
thank you.
We're not forcing them one way or another, we just keep the clean with the frequency that they're required to do.
Councillor Saw?
Yeah, I was just gonna clarify that, when it comes to corporation individuals, and sole proprietorship, that's not incorporated. Would be at the 1,000, as is right now. Monthly, so for any other business that actually has a business number, I think they could be seen as an actual corporation. But you're right, when it comes to church groups, unincorporated.
Yep.
Committee groups, individuals, those were all fall under it. It has to do with your legal definition, whether incorporated or not incorporated. Yes.
Any other comments? Or the question, or those in favor? Carried. Six point two is the first reading of bylaw 2057-2025 and FPA 33 standard for spray application using flammable and combustible materials. Resolution 2025-143, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Oberdorfer. Resolved that bylaw 2057-2025 being a bylaw of the city of Thompson to regulate the installation, maintenance, inspection, and servicing of spray booth regulations and guidelines in order to reduce fire hazards and protect public safety be introduced and read a first time. Administration, Jen?
And again, understand that I've given the council information that's there. It's pretty straightforward. And again, any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick,
That's it for the mayor.
councillors, any comments? Seeing none, call for the question, all those in favor? Carried. Six point three is the second reading of bylaw 2051-2025, regulating the sale and use of fireworks within the city of Thompson. Resolution 2025-144, moved by Councillor Oberdorfer, second by Councillor Chong. Be resolved that bylaw 2051-2025, being a bylaw of the city of Thompson to regulate the sale and use of fireworks within the city of Thompson, be given a second reading. Chief Benson?
Again, information's there for your reading, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you. Councillor Oberdorfer is the mover.
Nothing further.
Any other council comments? Seeing none, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Six point four is the third reading of bylaw 2025-2025. Resolution 2025-145, moved by Councillor Overdorfer, second by Councillor Saul. Be it resolved that 2051-2025 be given the third and final reading and that it do now pass. Just a reminder that this will be a recorded vote for this after, as we're voting. Again, over to the chief, any further comments?
No, nothing, everything's there, and if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Thank you. Councillor Overdorfer, any comments?
Nothing further.
Okay, in a recorded vote, all those in favor? We've got Councillor Overdorfer, Councillor Chong, Councillor Valentino, Mayor Smith, Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick.
Yes,
With Councillor Saw, were you in favor? Councillor Wong?
Yep.
Okay, it is now passed. Six point five is the second reading of bylaw 2052-2025, open air burning bylaw amendment. Bylaw 2025-146, moved by Councillor Overdorfer, second by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved the bylaw 2052-2025, being a bylaw of the city of Thompson to amend bylaw 1809-2009, being a bylaw to regulate open air burning within the limits of the city of Thompson, be given a second reading. Fire chief?
No, again, self-explanatory for making things, a little bit safer for the folks. But
Thank you.
happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. Councillor Overdorfer, any comments?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I shouldn't say that I'm happy to see this bylaw coming forward and all of the other bylaws as well that Chief Benson has brought forward. I think with our wildfire season that we had this past summer, I hope that the citizens would be happy to see all of these things coming forward as well. And to see that we're thinking ahead and trying to prevent any further risk to our community. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Yes, I do agree, this definitely with the summer of wildfires and that is definitely a timely resolution. Thank you, sir. With that, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Six point six is third reading of bylaw 2052-2025. Resolution 2025-147, moved by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, second by Councillor Overdorfer. Be it resolved that bylaw 2052-2025 be given third and final reading and that it do now pass. A reminder, this will also be a recorded vote. Anything further, Chief Benson?
Nope.
Anything you guys can say? Yeah. Any other comments? Okay, I show of hands in a recorded vote. All those in favor? I got Councillor Wong, Councillor Saw, Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, Mayor Smoot, Councillor Chong, and Councillor Ober. And Councillor Valentino. Thank you. You know pass. Six point seven is second reading of bylaw 2053-2025, false alarm bylaw. Resolution 2025-148, moved by Councillor Oberdorfer, second by Councillor Chong. Be it resolved that bylaw 2053-2025, being a bylaw of the city of Thompson providing for the fixing and recovery of charge related to false fire alarms, be given a second reading. Fire chief?
Oh, again, the information's there, pretty straightforward. Go ahead and be able to answer your questions.
Thank you. Councillor Oberdorfer, Smoker, do you have any comments?
Nothing further, thank you.
Any other council comments? Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. 6.8 is the third reading, bylaw 2053-2025. It will be a recorded vote. Resolution 2025-149, moved by Councillor Saw, second by Councillor Overdorf. Be it resolved that bylaw 2053-2025 be given third and final reading and that it do now pass. Fire Chief, any comments?
No, nothing further.
Councillor Saw, any comments?
The only comment I have, I'll just echo what has been mentioned before, by my council colleagues to thank Chief for all the proactive work on getting these bylaws updated and to bring forward things that, you know, he feels that will serve us well going into the year. And also, even though the fire season is starting to become a bit of a rear view mirror thing, I know that next year we're going to be challenged as well because there are a lot of similar issues that we're facing this summer. So I look forward and I encourage Chief, I'm sure he will be anyway, looking at what more we can do to help us for the next fire season. As I know that the best time to do now is plan for this now. As I said, I know we're going to have similar, if not more challenges next year soon. But thank you for all the work on this. Yeah, of course, I support all the same.
Thank you. I too appreciate all the updates to all our bylaws and that to make our city a safer place. Any other comments from councillors? Seeing none, call for the question, and a recorded vote. All those in favor? Councillor Overdorfer, Councillor Chong, Councillor Wong, Councillor Saw, Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, and Councillor Valentino. I don't know if I said very smooth, she's there. Yeah. 6.9 is second reading of bylaw 2054-2025, fire prevention bylaw amendment. Resolution 2025-150, moved by Councillor Saw, seconded by Councillor Oberdorfer. Be it resolved that bylaw 2054-2025 being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 1699-2004, being a bylaw of the city of Thompson to provide for firefighting, fire prevention, the related regulation of fire and other hazards, the adoption of Manitoba Fire Code, and for establishing, continuing, and operating a municipal ambulance and emergency service, be given a second reading. Fire Chief?
No, nothing further.
Councillor Saw?
No, nothing to add from my last one.
Any other comments? Seeing, oh, Councillor Wong, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hope all this bylaw amendment or the new bylaw, so give us some way of lobby the insurance company. That's what was my one of my biggest take on this changes, because right now we sometimes we have a hard time to get insurance to cover Thompson. Every time we go look into RAM, we'll just say no. Hopefully this will give us some leverage to work with that. That would be my I think I want to see. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Okay, call for the question. All those in favor? Carried. Six point 10 is third reading of bylaw 2054-2025. Resolution 2025-151, moved by Councillor Saw, seconded by Councillor Overdorfer. Be resolved that bylaw 2054-2025 be given third and final reading and that will now pass. This will also be a recorded vote. Anything else? Yep, Chief Benson. Councillor Saw? Anyone, other councillors? Call for the question and recorded vote. All those in favor? Councillor Oberdorfer, Councillor Chong, Councillor Valentino, Mayor Smooth, Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, Councillor Saw, and Councillor Wong. Thank you. Six point one, second reading of bylaw 2055-2025 solid waste bylaw amendment. Resolution 2025-152, moved by Councillor Saw, second by Councillor Oberdorfer. Be it resolved that bylaw 2055-2025, being a bylaw of the city of Thompson to amend bylaw number 1714-2006, being a bylaw to regulate the collection and disposal of garbage and waste, ashes and other refuse, and throwing or depositing of litter in the city of Thompson, be given a second reading. Administration?
So this was reviewed at the committee of the whole. The major changes that are in here have to do with concerns that were brought up with the garbage bin enclosures. They're currently in the bylaw, as well as how abandoned shopping carts are handled.
Thank you. Councillor Saw, this is mover. Do you have any comments?
No, I mean, my only comment would be, I do understand. From a safety perspective, why when it comes to closure to have it amended to be able to see. To be able to. Silly. The shopping part, you know, I'm well, I know the concerns are whether or whether business will have the resources to go around trying to pick up parts. But at saying that, I know it has become an increasing issue. I see lots of parts of that town, so do understand the need to do something about this. So I will be supportive, but I will also want to see how this to monitor the power. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Councillor Wong?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, based on the response from the director last time when I asked the question, I'm not quite satisfied with the number one thing they're going to change about the enclosure. I think it's a meaningless because there's no fine. So if you drive around town, there's still a lot of garbage in the commercial area. You do not have an enclosure. So when I asked and also some is falling apart. So I asked the question to the director, I said, is there any fine? She said, no. So to me, if there's no fine or no enforcement attached to this amendment, I think it's meaningless. And from solid wood to chain link, again, to me, back in the day, it's for cleaning reason, now become a safety reason. If you don't put any enforcement into this, it's meaningless. It's meaningless to me. Second part, the shopping cart, I still think, I don't like the way that the city try to penalize the business, try to provide us a tool for shopping. I also addressed to the director my email. I say, how about also attach with, if we see someone pushing the cart across the street, our bylaw or CSO should be able to find the person stealing the cart. I understand it's abandoned, it's a different story. We don't know who did it. But those things gotta be in place for us to enforce, to be fair to the business. Because the cart will not automatically go to the boulevard or in the bush itself. Someone is stealing it. I also understand some people cannot afford the taxi, so that's why they push all the way to home. That is another argument. That's another way of looking into it. But overall, to me, I also address who will pick up the cart, abandoned cart. Right now, we always talk about the shortage of people. So now you have pretty much another, to me, a meaningless again. You know, if you don't have people to do the job, and you put a bylaw into it, what does that mean? Just another piece of legislation to collecting dust? So to me, I want to see more action and more practical, not just a theory. If it's not practical, why are we doing this? Right? So due to those reasons, I just gave up, give it up. I think I cannot support this resolution. And unless there's something can be changed, otherwise I will stand for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Valentino?
Thank you, Mayor Smook. I will be supporting this, and we had good discussion at committee of the whole with this. And I do want to acknowledge the council of the day that put these, the garbage bin enclosures in place with the wood structures. I think it clearly shows how we've evolved since they put in this bylaw, that public safety now is an issue with them, because of what's taking place behind them, behind the enclosures. So to now have the chain link fence is an alternative, and I think we have to continue to try something because we have changed as a city, and we know that. So I do though want to acknowledge that this was first for the cleanup of our city from the council of the day. So I'll definitely be supporting the garbage bin enclosure and public safety aspect of it. And similar to Councillor Saw's comments, it would be good to see what kind of feedback we do get, because it's always important to know that we have to listen to what, you know, the businesses and then what our feedback is, because we can always change these whenever we so want to as a council. And in terms of the abandoned shopping carts, when we went on our tours of the public works yard, there are already a lot of shopping carts at Public Works. This just gives us the ability to now charge for holding them a fee. Now, if they want to come pick them back up, then they'll be charged an impound fee. That's all this is. We already hold tons of them. And if you go to the Public Works yard, you can see them firsthand. They're private property, so we can't, fine people for taking other people's property if we see them being taken off of property or some business area. But I think this is an opportunity to kind of get businesses, hey, come get your shopping carts that we're storing in our public works yard that we've been holding on to. And if you want them, then you got to pay us because we're holding on to them. So I have no problem trying this. I think it's a good way to see if we can move these shopping carts. Thanks. I'll be supporting it.
Councillor Saw?
Yeah, thank you. As I mentioned, I'll be supporting this, but I do want to touch on what Councilor Wong was talking about the budget enforcement part. I think it's important for us to recognize we're talking about two different things in many ways. One, when we look at just the bylaw, whether the bylaw itself makes sense, and as I said, I do support the bylaw. I think it makes sense based on the strength of it. But he did to touch on one important thing that we've always gone back to, the enforcement part, and whether when we have bylaws, what is the mechanism for us to ensure the enforcement is happening? I think that's for a larger discussion, because I do agree. I'm not saying it's happened, but I see some perception that there's a cherry picking of what stuff is being enforced and unenforced, and against who as well. When we look at from a safety perspective, when it comes to everything from open liquor to loitering, mentioned graffiti. We talked about that at the last meeting, where in our bylaw, we have a fine if we do not address your graffiti, but yet that has not been enforced. So there is and I can understand, a general public perception that we're putting all these bylaws, but what's the mechanism to enforce it? I still believe in the bylaws. I think they're good bylaws, but we have to have a bigger discussion on how are we going to get these things enforced? Because right now, I don't see a clear strategy as to how we go about doing it. I think it's based on whether we have resources that day, whether there's a certain focus on any certain area. So it seems a bit kind of unstructured. I do understand the frustration there. But as I said, it doesn't take away from, I think, the legitimacy of the bylaw itself. I think the enforcement part, we have to have a bigger discussion on. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Tom?
Thank you. I mean, I'm talking about the garbage bin. If the garbage bin open a little bit, and then we get a ticket. So if that's the case, you gotta understand, sometimes the garbage pickup being delayed for 1 day or something like that, or maybe 3-4 days because it's a Friday, delay for 3 days. Of course, the garbage bin is gonna be, more than full, right? If a person be able to cover the thing with a blanket or something like that, so that do not expose to the bird to pull the garbage out. That was years ago, we are allowed to do that, right? But today, because we are only given one garbage bin. And for the family, bigger family, they need a bigger, maybe even 2 garbage bin. But there will be a cost too. But years ago, we never charged people extra garbage. We just, like some people have 2 garbage can because it's hand lifted, right? Because now the machine now cause all this problem down here. Now we have to, give people a ticket because the garbage can lid open about a couple inches or 1 inch because it's not fully closed. This is, I don't think it's the right thing to do within hardship of the community, the people, the residents. We try to help people instead of punish people. Like we were talking about the shopping cart. Like the shopping cart supposed to be stay in the parking lot, not out the parking lot. The people using it because they want to take the grocery all the way back to his house or his apartment or any place, but they didn't even take it back after because maybe too lazy. Anyway, I don't think we should punish the business. But if you're making all this bylaw and hijacking the business, I think it's not right. Thank you.
Any other comments? Thank you. Definitely the spirit of the bylaw keeps the city clean and that, and I'm definitely for. I do agree that, possibly that we, may have to change and be a little bit more forceful in the future. But I think this is a good start if we get out there and we have some really good staff on our, enforcement and our, bylaw right now. And, I do definitely think that, they can use this as a positive spin force. So with that, I'm gonna call for the question. All those in favor? Opposed? It is carried. Point 12 is third reading of bylaw 2055-2025. Resolution 2025-153, moved by Councillor Oberdorfer, seconded by Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick. Be it resolved that bylaw 2055-2025 be given third and final reading and that it do now pass. And it will be a recorded vote. Will the administration anything further?
Nothing further.
Councillor Oberdorfer, anything further? Nothing further. Any other comments from council? In a recorded vote, all those in favor? Councillor Saw, Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, Mayor Spook, Councillor Valentino, Councillor Oberdorfer, opposed? Councillor Wong, Councillor Chong. It has passed. Thank you. I'd like to just thank all the folks that attended, this weekend. Okay, folks, just leisure march. Apologize. The community, coming and visiting, the city table, we had many, positive comments, a few recommendations about things we can do, and we'll definitely be, definitely continue working for you. So a big thanks to Ian Graham for spending, basically, all Friday and Saturday there, except for the couple hours that I worked. Thank you. With that, I'll call for adjournment. Councilor Oberdorfer, Deputy Mayor Fitzpatrick, all in favor?